Danny Nix. I've been playing music now for 34 years. I started in piano when I was 4 years old. Classically trained, Grade 8 Royal Conservatory. Stopped playing piano when I was 14 because going into high school and only knowing classical music wasn't cool. So I started playing guitar so that I could sing cool songs, you know. And I wrote my first song when I was 8, actually, so I was already writing songs, but they were just mostly on piano. And then I had a bunch of bands in high school, and we did a lot of writing, you know, entered some competitions. I think the biggest thing we did in high school was we opened for a band called Rusty at the time in the 90s. We're a huge band, you know, kind of cool. Then I moved to Toronto in 1999 to kind of just pursue music. And I got signed in 2005 to an indie label. And actually, it wasn't even a label. It was just a guy who was willing to invest some money into an artist, and he liked me and wanted to invest, so he did. But then he ran out of money and jetted before the album was even finished. So that was I actually never released that album. That album was called The Answers. People can buy it though if they're interested in hearing it. And then so I moved to Calgary in 2009, and I just kind of I'd not given up on music, but I decided that I didn't want to be a rock star anymore, right? I was just gonna move to Calgary. I was gonna get a career. I was just gonna start doing music for the love of it again. And it ended up being something really good because the Calgary scene here really kind of embraced me and took me in as one of their own, and that was a really wonderful experience. I just really found a lot of passion for music, which is good. But other than that, last year I Our Time to Shine, which is my first full-length album that I produced and recorded it. So that was a lot of fun. And now I have a studio in my house that I do business out of, and I record for different artists as well as myself, and I'm trying to write for TV and movies now. Send me an email, dannynixmusic77@gmail.com, or Facebook. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are friends with me on Facebook. And, I have references and, people that would tell you I'm a good producer. Can't breathe, but lungs are a tight squeeze, a small space, it's killing me. When I was a kid, this is probably a 5-stage answer. When I was a kid, I was adopted, so I lived in a multicultural home. I mean, my family was, mostly white. My sister and I were the only two black people in my family, but it was such a diverse thing. So I had so many influences growing up because my mom listened to a lot of Elton John, and my sister, listened to ABBA, and my dad listened to the Traveling Wilburys, who are probably one of my all-time favorite bands, and probably the best super band of all time. I mean, the caliber of musicians there, right? So then, the '90s came, it was like Oasis. That kind of Brit rock. I really enjoyed the British rock, that sound. But in 2000 or 2001, I found an artist by the name of Sam Roberts, and he kind of instantly became my favorite artist because he kind of embodied everything that I loved about music, and he seemed to have all the different styles of the Stones and the old Beatles, and a lot of the kind of the more modern music. Something like Tom Petty and stuff like that. So Sam Roberts, Tom Petty, Blue Rodeo, I think are kind of my go-tos. It's a good question. I'm trying to think about whose band I know most songs by. I could probably fill in for Sam Roberts, and I'm pretty sure I know all his songs, or Tom Petty too, I think. I think it'd be kind of cool to be George Harrison in the Beatles, and just, you know, having the two superstars in front of you and knowing how talented you are, and sharing a stage with guys that are absolutely so talented. But I think George Harrison, because he is the kind of, you know, he wasn't the star of the band, and he was such a phenomenal musician on his own, had such an amazing solo career after the Beatles. But yeah, I think it'd have to be, I'd say George Harrison. I can't answer that. I couldn't imagine not doing music. I've been doing it since I was able to walk, and I knew my name, so I'm not very good at drawing, though that'd be kind of fun. Well, I was an actor in high school, actually. I've won awards for acting, so I guess I could be an actor. Yeah, I think it depends. I don't, sometimes I don't know if like nervous or excitement, but I don't usually anymore. No, it's just so natural to me now to be on a stage that I don't. I would love to go to Europe. I have a fascination with history, so I would love to tour Europe and just see castles, you know, old cities of Europe. They fascinate me. I would just love to see history. I guess probably because maybe all the castles and stuff. I probably like, you know, I think like, you know, Scotland, Ireland, you know, England would be great to see the history of those. Kind of start from there, right? So. Yeah, I think success is a lot different than what I thought it was going to be when I was 17. I want to be a rock star, you know. You want the big house and tons of cars, and you know. And then I got to a point in my life where I said to myself, if I could, you know, I think success would be if my job was music, and whether or not it was making as much money as I would make at a regular job to pay my bills. I thought that would be success to me, if even just now I can just do music and you know, cover my bills, and that's what I'm doing now. So to me, that's success. But I think it's like any job, you know. I think now that I've got that, like you always want to move up in a company, right? You always want to get better. You want to, you know, continue. So now that I'm doing it, you know, I feel like I've come into the music as an entry level, right? And now my next thing is to hopefully, you know, step that up and continue growing within my job. I'm my boss, so I can't give myself, you know, I can't promote myself unless I deserve it. I don't know. I'm so not rock star. It's a good question. I've never, like, I can't destroy stuff. I don't know. I couldn't imagine trying to destroy someone else's property or doing something like that. So I've never done anything like that. You know, I got drunk, filled with weed, and had some sex after a show. Like, that's, you know, that's rock and roll, right? I think so. That's probably happened. Sex, drugs, rock and roll, right? You know. When I first moved here, I played at this bar. I'm not going to name the name of the bar. But I showed up there, and I was clearly a minority. It was a bar full of it was like bikers and you know, just let's just say I was the only dark person in that room. And I think I played really good. I was play like a lot of old classic songs anyways. And I finished my first set, and this guy came up to me, and he said, quote unquote, "Not bagging for a black guy." So I took that as a compliment. So as, you know.
Your head held high, you look to the skies.
I have shows every weekend. Typically, I don't even know where I'm. I don't know when this is gonna come out, so I'll just say I typically play every weekend. So check my Facebook. I'm always posting where I'm playing and what's going on. I am right now finishing off Tiffany Griffin's album that I produced for her, and it's almost done. We're both quite excited about it. I think it's going to sound really good. I got a couple of different projects I'm also working on as well with other artists that I'm excited to get them out. They're excited as well. And I have a new album in the works, which I've got a lot of songs written for it. So.
Hope to the gods it's not your day to die. You hope for the rain like you hope for the...
Where do you find Danny Nix? That is the question. Well, let me tell you. I don't know. Find me at my shows. You can find me on YouTube. YouTube.com/Danny Nix. I have videos on there. Reverb Nation /Danny Nix. I have songs on there. Obviously Facebook, Danny Nix, all one word. Sorry, I just got mauled by a dog. And I think coming out and seeing me live, I love playing live, and I always, we always appreciate when people come out and see us play. So.
Fast Mayday, then the sun shines through my window.
Any last words? Oh my God, I love you, Mom. No, I thank you. I appreciate everybody that supported Danny Nix. I think over the years, it's meant a lot. It means a lot to me, and it continues to mean a lot to me. And it continues to mean a lot to me when I'm out in the music community and people know who I am, and stop and take the time out. So yes, I always appreciate people coming out to the shows, and like I said, when I see people in the music community, a lot, people know who I am, and I'll always stop and take time out to say hello to me, and I always appreciate that. So keep the love going. Keep the love going for Danny Nix.